What's up, YouTube? James and Noelia here. Say hi, baby.
Hi.
My wife wanted me to get some type of cardio machine because she hates working out. So
No, because I can't run because my knees are shot.
her knees are shot, so she can't run. So she wanted some type of cardio machine. So we decided to get this bad boy from Amazon. Take a look at the picture there. I'm sorry for the shadow. But basically it's a rowing machine by Fitness Reality. So I'm gonna open it up now. And do me a favor, subscribe to my channel. Showing you some of my other videos with regard to the Power Block EXP adjustable dumbbells, and believe it or not, it seems that people are really interested in learning about fitness equipment on YouTube. But that's why I thought I'd make another video with regard to this rowing machine. I mean, you can't believe with COVID how many people are interested in you know, fitness equipment in the home. So. So, YouTube, everything is out of the box. Take a look at what it looks like. Boom. Now it's time to put it all together. Say what's up, Joseph.
Hey guys. Hey.
How was your day at school? Your first week at your new school, brother.
Yeah, it was good.
Hey.
He's tired. He's gotta go to baseball.
You got baseball now. You're a champion. And I'm going to show it to you now. I started with my intro and you might have seen that 2 seconds ago, but here it is all put together. So you can see the rower. Let me put the light on for you. All right. So I'm going to get into detail in terms of reviewing this thing and telling you, you know, whether I like it or not, if it is worth a buy. It costs literally $299 exactly on Amazon. It came within about a week and a half. You saw me putting it together earlier, and it wasn't terribly hard to put together. Maybe I say it take me about an hour in total, maybe a little less than an hour to put it together. So the very first thing that I like is the directions are super easy. Comes with a little booklet that looks just like this. It's not 17 million pages, maybe it's about 20 some odd pages. It's super easy to understand and put together. Totally enjoy the fact that it was easy and that the the directions weren't too hard to understand. Sometimes you get these directions and they're like, it's like reading a foreign language. These were super easy to put together or to understand, and hence to put together. So that's first and foremost. Now let's get into the machine itself. So YouTube, the very first thing that I realized when I got on the Fitness Reality and I did almost like a warm-up set is that this floor that I have, it's like an epoxy type floor in my garage. One thing that I realized very quickly, because the whole entire machine started shifting back and forth and it made it impossible to utilize the machine correctly, was you need some type of, rubber mat or something underneath the footings. There's basically two footings. There's this first set of footings and this back set of footings. And I even tried putting a yoga mat under one set to see if that would suffice, but it did not. So if you have a hard epoxy floor, any type of hard floor, you absolutely need to put mats underneath the footings, or you could even just like go to like Home Depot or a hardware store and get like some rubber circular thingamajigs that will stop it from shifting back and forth. So that's first and foremost. It will make it impossible to utilize the machine correctly if you don't have the machine steady in place. So one of the next things that I noticed immediately after doing that warm-up set that I was just describing was the footings. Now, when you're using the rower machine, which is where my feet are now, they're in the rower component of the machine, and this machine has various components, all of which I'll show you. With regard to the footing, you see you have this little metal ring here, which serves two purposes. Number one, it's not going to easily come out of here, so you're not going to be putting it in and out of this particular little facet here over and over again, which could be annoying time and time again. So that's the first purpose of that D-ring right here, if you will. It's not going to easily come out of here. Secondly, it makes it super easy to tighten. As you could see here, very easy to tighten, and my feet are in there nice and firm. So when you go back and forth, you could tighten it, you could loosen it, super easy with that D-ring. Really like that component of this machine. Now let's get into the seat. The seat is quasi-comfortable. I guess it all depends on how much cushion you have on your backside. I will say, as I did my high intensity interval training, kind of by the end of the 20 minutes to a half an hour, my butt started to hurt a little bit, having sat in the same position. Some would say I have like a skinny butt, and maybe that doesn't help, but my butt did start to hurt a little bit. That's not a design flaw, because when you feel this, it's got a really nice cushion to it, but I'm just giving you my honest thoughts and my honest opinion. It goes nice and easy. There's really no issues with how little friction there is as it relates to this seat. So if you're sitting on the seat, as I'm going to show you now, and you got your feet very easily placed into the footings, you see here, super easy with how quickly you could go back and forth. Very little friction. The design is really well done. Now let's talk about the console a little bit. Console is super easy as it relates to the tension on the actual rower portion, the upper body portion of the rower. It's super easy. 1 being the least tension, going all the way up to 14 being the most tension. When I did my high intensity interval training just now, I kept it on 8. I didn't know where I'd be at. 8 kind of gave me a really good workout. It was just what it was. It was moderate intensity, but it's super easy to adjust. Boom. To the left would be towards 1 and easier, and all the way to the right, there's really it's self-explanatory, super duper easy. And you could just feel the tension when you pull this back, depending on the tension intensity. So one of the things about these machines that gets annoying is, figuring it out. One of the things you don't want to do is you get a new machine, you're like, oh my goodness, it's going to take me 3 weeks to figure out how it all works. This particular machine was super easy. The directions were super easy. And I'm just going to kind of get into it very quickly for you all so that if you got this particular machine or a similar machine made by the same company, you would very quickly know how it works. Basically, when you start moving on the seat, there's a sensor on the seat and the console will instantly start. After about 30 seconds or so, if it's idle, meaning you've gotten off the machine, it will instantly turn off on its own. So there's no turning it on or turning it off. It will go on and off whether you're using it or not. If you're not using it, in about 30 seconds it will go on. If you start to use it, it instantly goes on. That's what I like about it. What else I like about it is if you're doing HIIT training, high intensity interval training, you want to be able to quickly, turn this off and turn this on. Basically, what I was doing was 1 minute of high intensity, training with the rowing machine and 30 seconds off. 1 minute on, 30 seconds off. 1 minute on, 30 seconds off. So I needed to reset this, with the stroke of a key. Very easy to reset. If you want to reset it, just simply hold down the mode button for 3 seconds, and boom, it's reset. The second that you start moving, it starts. As you can see now. You want to reset it, you just hold the mode button down for 3 seconds, boom, and it restarts. Love that component, especially if you're doing HIIT training, which makes it super easy to reset. Now, let's talk about the actual rowing portion of the machine. The design and the fabrication of this particular machine, you could feel it. It's sturdy. It doesn't feel like a cheap machine. It feels like a machine that was built well, that's going to last a long time, and it really does exactly what it's designed to do. I mean, you simply have your hands here. You see that this particular belt is made with a sturdiness. It's made with like good construction, if you will, for lack of a better term. This is not going to be breaking anytime soon. It's really well made. The whole entire machine, I have to say, is well made. So in terms of your HIIT training, boom, I was doing this for about a minute, and this console even looks at calories, it looks at time, it looks at the count, the amount of strokes you're doing. It really has a nice, non-confusing way of measuring what you're doing. The last thing that you want to do when you're training is to be confused or using too much brain power, right? You want to be able to get on here and just get after it, and you have a goal in mind. For me, my goal was 1 minute of training and a high intensity interval, 30 seconds off. It was very easy to achieve that. I basically had my cell phone right here, and I would hit the timer for 30 seconds, which was my off time. The second that went off, I stopped it and went back to the training. So another component of this machine that I really like, and by the way, I'm just a regular guy in his garage who, I don't have a big channel. Maybe I have like 26 followers. I enjoy doing this because it's like a hobby for me. I'm just a regular guy that got a machine. I love working out. I love seeing my body change. And I just want good machinery. I just want good, solid machines that are going to help me with my workout. What I like about this machine is it's more versatile than just a rower. In the directions, if you will, the informational booklet, it tells you you could do triceps, shoulder press, side raises, front raises, rowing, which obviously I just showed you, bicep curls. You are really having a versatile machine, and I'm going to show you very quickly exactly how to utilize this machine in various other ways. That when you're utilizing the machine differently from just the rowing, they have these footings here, and these footings are pretty important that I learned when I started using it. It helps keep the machine in place if you're doing certain exercises. So you do have to stand on these particular footings if you want to keep it in place and steady. I will say that I put these yoga mats underneath, which really keeps it steady as it is, but you would be smart to keep your feet on these footings when utilizing the machine, as I'm about to show you. So you want to do tricep extensions? you want to do biceps, you want to do curls, you can keep your feet on the footing here. Shoulder press. Boom. You could do side raises. I think you could even do rear delts. And the intensity gets higher or lower as you want to.